Tens of millions of people in the U.S. are under air pollution warnings as smoke from Canadian wildfires has drifted south. The sky in most states across the East Coast has turned a murky brown. Officials have recommended people limit outdoor activity. According to IQ Air, New York City had the worst air quality of any big city in the world on Wednesday. Wildfires have been burning across Canada for weeks. The federal government has been forced to send in the military, as the blazes have burned to over 3.3 million hectares, forcing thousands to evacuate homes. The air quality index in certain parts of Canada, including the capital Ottawa, remain at very high risk levels. In recent years, Canada has been hit repeatedly by extreme weather, whose intensity and frequency have gone up due to global warming. From Washington, D.C., Colin Campbell joins us to tell us more about this. Well, I spoke to you, I think, 24 hours ago, Colin. What do you have for us now?
Yeah, this is absolutely incredible. As you just said, you spoke to me about a day ago, and conditions have actually worsened here in Washington, D.C. I do have my mask at the ready. They are advising us to use these more higher quality masks like the KN95 masks, similar to the masks that we used during the height of the COVID pandemic. So we're standing by. Most of us are staying indoors. Health experts and health officials are advising people who have heart or lung issues to stay indoors because the air definitely has worsened. Since this year, we've had at least 6 orange alerts. We are actually in what's called a purple alert. Now, the rating may sound somewhat random, but if you think of it somewhat like a traffic light, green is probably the best air quality that you can have, right? That's when anybody can play outdoors, pollen is low, the air is clear. Then you have yellow, which is at cautionary. You have orange, which is more serious. Red, which is considered unhealthy. Well, we're at purple, which is a level above red, which is considered very unhealthy. And we're on the cusp of what is hazardous. So hopefully we don't get that maroon rating, which is above the purple. So we're already at a very unhealthy level of particulates in the air. You can kind of smell it a little bit, like a slight burning smell. And the reason why I say it's incredible is these forest fires are about 1,400 kilometers from the nation's capital. So they're quite a distance away. But because of the way the weather patterns have been circulating, a lot of that smoke coming from Canada has been sweeping across the northeast part of the United States. If you see behind me, you may not be able to tell how hazy it is, but many people who woke up this morning woke up to very hazy skies. Some of them are already having problems breathing. I woke up doing a little bit of sneezing this morning myself, probably due in part to a lot of the particulates and pollution that's already in the air. Now, the White House says the U.S. has sent firefighters over to Canada to help control some of these forest fires. And the result of these fires is that they've created something called pyrocumulus clouds. Cumulus clouds are those big clouds you see in the sky that are usually on a very healthy, nice day. Sometimes before it rains, you might see a big, thick cloud. Well, this is a combination of these thick clouds mixed with smoke that actually sail above the normal weather pattern clouds. So that's why they're able to be pushed from Canada into the U.S., even as south reaching as the state of North Carolina, which is also under a health advisory. There have been more than 1,000 flights delayed. Dozens more have been canceled, into nearing the 200 mark of flights that have been canceled. There have been professional athletic events that have been canceled because of the haze. So this is a serious issue that we're dealing with here, and many people are hoping that it rains soon, which it's expected to do towards the end of the week, to alleviate some of the heavy particulates and pollutants that are in the air right now.
Yeah, as you were talking, I was looking at a time lapse of the fire haze around New York City skyline, and you answered my question there in terms of flights. I mean, from what I saw here, it's practically impossible for some of these flights or any of the flights to actually happen.
Yeah.
Are we looking at office closures or people to been instructed to stay home and not go to work, things of that nature?
Yeah, people have definitely been already instructed to stay home, especially if they have issues, underlying issues that could contribute to breathing problems or heart problems, where you are overworking your heart because you're breathing harder because the air is a lot thicker. And the visibility in New York was only about 2 kilometers yesterday. New York definitely has it worse than Washington pardon me about that. New York
okay.
definitely has it worse than Washington, D.C., but Washington, D.C. already has had some flight delays as well. Health officials are telling people to stay home if they are having breathing issues, and it is very much under advisement because, like I said, I can see how hazy it is just through this neighborhood. I can see the effects of the smoke, and of course, if you're a person who's running around, jogging in this is definitely going to put a stress on your system. So health officials are telling people to be smart, stay indoors, wait until some of this smoke is alleviated, hopefully due to some wind sweeping through that could push some of the smoke into the Atlantic Ocean area region, or due to rain that would make the air a little bit heavier and take some of this pollution out of the air.
Thank you very much for that. Colin Campbell talking to us there from Washington, D.C. Thank you, Colin.